Can't see it, but I'm wearing it.
All right, we have readies from both players.
All right, we have our countdown, and let's go championship. Already inphlox off to a good start, taking down some blues horizontally on the top. These levels are going to be a lot more even across the top than the other level blocks, and we play levels 13 through 17 because they will show off the highest starting height that any of the levels in the game show.
Yeah, after level 14, the viruses start to creep up toward the top of the screen. So it is a bit different gameplay, and both players are very good at the game. But maybe you're not practicing this as much as you are the regular level set. So, but both players are gonna be fine, obviously.
No, you're going to see a lot of players practice those lower level sets as Influx has a bit of a lead here already at 30 viruses and Frank at 35. Frank's dealing with no blue along his top line, and of course he's starting to get handed out blue that he does not need, but Frank is very efficient with those pill halves. He'll find something to do with them. Meanwhile, Influx, as this top line is maxed out at row 6, down to 21 viruses, and now sub 20, as he clears out most of his riffraff on column 7 and 8.
Invox is feeling you've everybody's had that game when you're running and every piece is just happening. Look, there's like 3 garbage red pieces and that's it. The board is like a completely, almost a perfect clear for a board if that's possible in this game.
And we're seeing Influx drill down. He's at 11. He has a huge lead right now over Frank. Remember, it was very, very close between these two last time they faced off back in October. And this has the feeling of October if you're a baseball fan. Somebody is going to take home this championship. And right now, Influx with an incredibly clean board, Savages. He's going to be out at about a minute 54.
Yeah, and that's a good time for level 10. I mean, these times are really fantastic, and he's already starting on his level 14 really well, despite the lack of red. He just needs to figure out how to manage the red garbage that's inevitably going to come.
Frank's setting up something fancy here. Let's see if the pieces work with him to get it. And he's going to have to get rid of his plans temporarily, but there's this red, one more piece, he'll be out at a 227.
And it is a 14 virus lead for Influx, getting that horizontal clear. He has a lot of garbage stacked up along his top line. He's going to use some of it to clear a yellow out horizontally. Very nicely done there by Influx, as he's now under 40 viruses to go here on 14.
Yeah, and he is gonna run into a need of red pretty soon. Dropping down this, if he chooses to drop down this yellow in column 4, he'll be able to expose some more of it. Notice he does it with some garbage, makes some really nice combos there to lower down his board.
Influx with a really great combo on his right side as well to open up a lot of that garbage. He is down to 31, but Frank is caught up. He's tied it, as a matter of fact, here as we are just north of 3 minutes.
Not only that, but that combo from Influx, just step, like almost no drop time. It's beautiful stuff. Look at this.
Oh my!
Oh,
he just broke the game.
Influx played with a bit of fire there as he froze his game for a second. You got to be careful that on high speed, but already in single digits is Influx, as no blue left to speak of. Everything in that corner, a little bit of a tough position. You're really going to want some yellow here, and he's going to be forced to kind of go left to right here to clear everything out.
He had the double red, and he decided not to take out that virus on the far right. So stuff in the corner is always your biggest trouble. He's going to get a T and a drop.
He's going to combo out here and have a fantastic time out at 4 minutes and 6 seconds, and is 10 viruses ahead of Frank. Frank coming in to threaten, but Influx not even blinking.
Influx has just had the fire times all weekend.
Yeah, he has. And also, I think, too, that the bottom of this level has just been really he's needed a lot of blues and he hasn't gotten them. But notice, if he drops this down, look, he's left everything free and clear for him to just pop in and be out at a 427.
Great job by Frank, but inphlox getting a 0-drop quad, and he's going to clear this garbage out into an L, just absolutely setting up to some brilliant combos as inphlox, trying to maintain some color diversity while keeping that top line down. So many things you have to juggle on these higher levels. As we hit 15, we're close, Chris, to the viruses stacking as high as they possibly can.
Yeah, they went up a level. Now there's 4 spaces to work with, and then soon there'll be only 3 spaces to work with. And at that point, we'll see if players go horizontally or if they dig underneath. But that can strain a speed run. That can kill a lot of great runs if you get bad RNG in these later levels.
And also, top outs are a very present danger when you get this far up in the level block. So you've got to be very careful. One misplay could really hose you.
In the case that does happen, the players are able to start again at the beginning of the level. That does not make them start over the entire run. It has happened in the past in the finals. Just a note, just in case that does happen here.
And we've had players top out and come back and win. So a top out doesn't spell death, but it can be very challenging from that point, Savage.
Yeah, it can. That would be something crazy if we saw it. Currently, Frank's doing a fantastic job with this level. Early on in the level, he wasn't really able to do those sort of multi-tier clears that he loves to do. They were mostly quick drops. But now, he's getting into this level, needs a lot of blue
inphlox
in order to expose that red and finish.
inphlox out at a 617 with some brilliant RNG in the end game. 2 levels to go here for inphlox.
Inphlox just had that board where he had like multiple solves. Like pick which crazy move you want to do with this pill sequence, and it worked out for him, of course. But that's just next level setup maneuverability there.
And we're starting to see those horizontal clears, getting those double color pills and making those tuck clears horizontally, very, very important here at these later stages in the game. Frank out at about a 641. He is about 14 viruses behind Savage.
Yeah, he is, but already making, he's already past the danger point of the top of this level, with these viruses being so close to the top. Sometimes if you make the wrong move vertically, you're kind of done for, or slowing down as you navigate around. And he's already broken into this and just needs to deal with the right hand side of his board as the highest thing so far.
You see the hesitation because Frank is setting up large combos to get a lot of viruses efficiently cleared out with a single pill. But the way inphlox is playing, maybe that's not the way to go. It's going to take Frank out of his game to try to catch up.
And we're seeing Frank struggling a bit. Not a lot of blue on his top line, making the best of the situation. He's going to turn that into a nice little triple clear down to 47 viruses. But Chris, inphlox is already down to 20 here, and we're not even at 8 minutes yet.
What's the hot time for this level block?
The record time, I believe.
11:15 by Floyd in November 2021. I already had it up.
Somebody's either prepared or that affected her personally. I couldn't quite tell from the tone of her voice.
No.
inphlox's PB here on the finals is 12:08, as opposed to Frank's PB, which is an 11:41. So
we got a lot of time to go. It's a little premature to talk PBs and hot times. And inphlox is starting to struggle just a little bit here with lack of blue.
Yeah, and it's unclear what he's trying to do with this blue garbage. He doesn't like what he's just done, even though it opened up the blue. He is going to be able to deal with that column 2 red from underneath. Notice he takes that. But again, not sure exactly what he's going to be doing. Takes the fat log with the garbage.
And Frank has a very jumbled end game here. He has a lot of garbage in that right corner, and everything's very bunched together. So having garbage in that area really can slow you down as inphlox out south of 9 minutes going into the final level. And you see he got a very generous stack, but he's got to be very careful. One misflip can put you in a very, very bad position.
You want to fill up that gap with yellows, but what's going to end up on top of this group? He gets a pretty clean, nice combo, horizontal combo.
And we see with just that flick, he cleans everything up, Savage.
Exactly. He also took advantage of one of the mechanics of the game, which is that if you do flip a pill out of the top of the bottle and it would have normally fallen as part of a combo, that second piece will disappear and not fall. So he knew that that garbage was not going to come.
It's always a risky thing to do because if you do misflip, you could put yourself in a very awkward situation. As Frank's out at 9:39, so almost a 40-second gap between our players.
But we see what Frank can do in these last levels. inphlox cannot lay off of this at all. We'll see how this develops to the end.
You've just got to keep composure here. It is a 30 virus lead. We've seen Frank come back and make inphlox sweat a little bit, but here comes another combo by inphlox. And Savage, what I'm noticing on inphlox's side is he's making these really good cross combos, 1 drop, maybe 2 drops, really being efficient as far as drop time goes.
Yeah, I think he's taking a little bit of a page out of Dimwit's book. Dimwit is someone who will hold out for the lowest drop time possible. And so you're seeing inphlox do that. For example, something like that he might not have done earlier in the game. Just wants to take no drop time at all. Look at that sweet combo.
And inphlox down to 13 viruses. And is just blazing through. He's going to get a 5-pack clear. Unbelievably fast. And inphlox has run away with this, barring any sort of disaster here. He's going to get the combo he needs, and he's going to set a record. 11:08. inphlox takes game 1 from Frank.
Did you see? We had 1 piece of garbage on the board at the end of that. You're done, inphlox. He's in the mood. He's like still playing because I don't think he knows that he's done.
I think he knows he's done. Yeah.
He's flexing. Is he mullining? Are we mullining?
I think he might be.
Yeah.
And just to verify, that I believe is a record.
It is, yes. 11:15 was the previous fastest time set by Floyd in last month's finals against Sarah Sparkle.
So
I'm a stats hound. I got this.
I'm astonished because that 11:35 that Frank had is also just a blazingly fast time. But inphlox taking game 1. We're going to let our players ready up here. The winner of this will receive a trophy and a $100 cash prize. Second place will get a trophy and a $50 cash prize. Either way, Chris Bidwell's going to have to pay a lot to ship a trophy.
All good. Thanks to that hype train, that pain's gone.
Yeah, thanks for paying for the shipping costs, chat. All right, inphlox up 1-0.
All right, and we're getting our countdown. Let's go, pills.
Let's see if they can maintain that. I mean, there's no way you can maintain hot record pace multiple games in a row. Let's see if there's a struggle game.
Good boards
Later
from both
on.
good boards from both players. A flat board to start for inphlox, a really low elevation board for Frank. While it is beneficial where you don't have to worry about early misflips, with everything so close together, every single pill placement is important.
Did you see that on inphlox? My God.
That cross. Oh, yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. So one of the things about Frank's play is that when he has lost, which is extremely rare, or even when people have come close to beating him, he has this moment that's kind of Packy-esque where he just like wakes up and it says, not in my house. So we'll see if that happens again now.
And
that sounds like a personal experience there, Savage.
Yeah. I personally experienced this yesterday.
And if you go back and watch that match, the reaction Savage had from taking a game from Frank was hilarious. We've got 16-10 though, as Frank has started to play much more aggressively. inphlox is out of red, Chris.
And when you say out of red, and then the red pills keep dropping, you can see him shaking his head.
He's going to turn that L into a nice clear. He's got a little bit of garbage on top of that double stack of blues, but I think easily managed here, and it looks like he's going to go horizontal on it. I do like that call, and he's going to set up underneath as well, just so he is good and ready to go, just needing a blue and inphlox out of 13 at a minute 50.
Look at this combo from Frank, though. Okay, I had to think. He's going to de-sandwich and get this out, and we are, well, with the time difference, I think we're virtually tied here.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That last combo was really good with the de-sandwiching. So de-sandwiching is when you have a couple of pills or a couple of viruses vertically separated. So you've sort of got a yellow, red, blank, yellow, and you take that red out horizontally, leaving space to squish things in between. So he is knowing that that's a great move, and he just executed it brilliantly to get out of that level.
We just really like sandwiches here in DrMC. 39 to 46 here. The virus lead going to inphlox. Inphlox is really hollowed out his board, and you see him making a lot of quick horizontal clears as he's down to 32, really starting to open things up. And inphlox just has this tendency to just clear viruses in bunches.
But
sorry,
go ahead.
I was about to say, if you're new to this game and you're playing and I don't have a place to put this red pill. Watch Inflox's game. Like, what he's doing with garbage pieces, quote unquote, is a masterclass. He sets it in a spot where he can play. Say that there's red pieces that he doesn't need. He has a column for red, but there's a place to put the yellow red and then a blue red. It's beautiful to watch, and he does it so fast too. He doesn't have to think about it.
And John Datford pointing out, we also like cats, but we don't eat those. Correct.
We have to have standards.
We're not Alf. Anyways, that might be a little ancient of a joke for some of us.
So I'll get back to the game a little bit. So Frank was really taking out the center of his board. As you were talking about Inflox's garbage management, Frank was working incredibly efficiently to just tear things down. And efficiency, trying to bring things down with the least number of pill halves is a hallmark of Frank's gameplay, and that's why he's going to be out of this level pretty soon. And at
a 359. And Inflox again setting up combos. You see a very double friendly top line here for Inflox. Getting those things out with one pill. Always a good play. Inflox is now down to 45. Frank at 62, and Frank's struggling. He's in danger of topping out, but turns that into a great combo.
No. There was no danger. There was no danger.
That's Frank. That's a Frank flex.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like when we call these games, sometimes we want to call misdrop, and then you just got to hold off because there's probably a plan.
That said, when you have your viruses and pills stacked up that high in columns 4 and 5, one misplay can really ruin that entire combo. Here's a big quad combo from Inflox.
Oh.
This game is just wrecking us tonight. We're going to be just useless after this.
The NES can't handle that many sprites. I don't know how it does it.
This is really a masterclass on both player sides of how to play this game. Both players very deserving. We were talking about Inflox. Inflox had to beat the previous champ to get here. He had to beat Leviticus, who's a very good player. He tucked it a little bit over, did Inflox. And Frank had to beat some very good players as well to get here. Didn't quite get the Frank Packy match that some of us may have wanted, or Frank Dimwit, but this is just as good here. Is single digits now for Inflox, and already has just a really clean end game here, Savage.
Yeah, he does. And over on Frank's side, he just had a sequence where there was very little drop time and very little combos, but notice how he managed to get the game back to within a 10 viruses. So he looks like he's setting up a good end game here, possibly some horizontal red, some horizontal blue. Let's see how this goes as Inflox out at about a 6-12.
And Inflox already going to town here
6-12, tied. We are tied.
Oh, snap.
And our rules for tiebreakers, if both players finish at the same time, they play the next level, which would be 18. and that would be a sudden death sprint. And a top out would be an automatic disqualification. Inphlox stacking things a little high, but look at this combo, Chris.
Oh.
He's just started playing this game this year, and he's this good. He is a sponge. He's sucking off life force with the podcast, as accused in chat, and I don't see a way to disprove that.
Well, I was already bad when he interviewed me, so.
But then another misdrop. As soon as we talk him up, he's like trying to cover his tracks by making misdrops when we talk good about his game. So.
Oh, they're paying me a compliment. Better put something down wrong.
Exactly.
Inphlox getting a triple right there, down to 35. Frank just 3 viruses behind at 37. He's going to have to work through that corner. He's decided to really clear out that right side. Got to focus that left side. That's always something that's really difficult when you have to sweep across the board. As we're seeing Frank drop down, he's going to be down at 32. Inphlox at 26, and Inphlox holding out for a red here. I think he really wants this double combo, right? Or this big combo in the middle of his board. He's going to get it.
Oh, man, the trigger. He just drops a giant chandelier on top of that virus stack, and it just takes out an entire cluster.
That's some real Phantom of the Opera strats right there.
Mm.
Going back to Frank's board, very, very clustered down in that left-hand corner. That's basically all he's dealing with. But if you notice, there's a lot of doubles there. Nice horizontal red to make a combo. And so he has a lot of opportunities to do that. Frank Magic, keep it close by making those combos. Needs a lot of red, though.
And Inphlox may have put himself in an awkward situation here, but he's going to get the fat log down to 2. Frank at 8.
Yeah, just playing around with one fat log, because the fat logs are cool and all, but it requires just that one piece. And if you're waiting for that one piece, you're going to let a player like Frank catch up, because the time difference here, it's like 6 seconds. I think Frank is going to basically take a virtual lead here.
Oh, very dangerous combo by Inphlox.
This is what you want in a finals, folks.
Oh, this is insane. 62
Oh,
virus
Frank!
left to go.
Oh,
Frank's in
Frank!
big danger. A top out here with this. Frank's out at a 902.
Oh, man.
Oh man, we just can't over here from the Dr. Mario booth. So as some of you know, if you've played the game, gravity does increase the longer that you're in a level. So the fact that Frank was that high up at the end of his level rather than the beginning means that the risk was higher, and we all know that risk is real when you're waiting for a pill at the end of the level and you accidentally top out. It's happened.
Inphlox struggling a bit here, getting some unfavorable RNG. He's left that red-blue hanging, and now is going to have to force garbage down. But we're going to see this combo here. Boom! A drop lightning bolt. That's something rare.
He's showing off too. He's feeling it. But you can't sit on Frank. Is this
Frank,
necessary to win a championship? I don't know, but it's a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Frank has tied it up, and Inphlox clearing his garbage out. He's not able to get any sort of thing going on that left side, and Frank has now taken a considerable lead here. 4 viruses, Savage, as Inphlox getting that clear on 8.
Yeah, and take a look at Frank's columns 1 and 2, just burning it down. Now needs a lot of yellow and red, so this could be a space where we see a Frank slowdown, but let's hope that RNG provides, gives us some more good gameplay. Notice he opens up his first blue in a while, and these double yellows are really going to help him.
After the hot times of the first game, we all kind of knew that the struggle game was going to happen, and this is where they're starting to struggle. Whoever is going to handle this struggle is going to take this game.
We're starting to see Inphlox deal with the middle of his board. He's left that middle a little bit too exposed for too long. Starting to make some clears, though, down the middle. It is a 5-virus lead for Frank, as he's got everything scattered now at less than 10. This could be the opportunity Frank was looking for.
He's back.
But here comes Inphlox. He's down to 10. Frank at 4. Frank's all red, though, and he's going to have to de-sandwich. He's got himself stuck a little bit on that right side. This could be the opportunity Inphlox was looking for. He's down to 6.
There is no
Yep.
good solution for this.
Well, except for that.
I mean, it's still very inefficient the way he had to build that out.
It's true, but luckily he wasn't getting the reds to make that a problem, and he is out at an
11:38,
11:38,
which means that is
11:38.
That's a
Oh
hot
wow,
time.
that's it.
This is not a
Wow.
struggle game. This is not a struggle game.
This is the Frank struggle game. Let's just.
Like, okay, that was still what, the number 3 or 4 hot time, and inphlox also with a hot time. So
I was
Okay.
so into it, I forgot that it was even level 17. I thought they had another level to go.
And the other thing to point out is most of that game was inphlox in the lead, and just struggled on that last level. Every game against Frank is a struggle game, but we are tied at 1, and we're gonna get readies from our players and go right into game 3.
Influx apologizing. Come on, dude. You're in the finals. You're playing your butt off. Don't just go. Don't talk to us.
Gonna
Dr.
get some Dr. Mario juice with, I'm guessing those are tapioca pills inside.
yes,
the
that
pinky
is
out.
the boba tea. We all have all kinds of different kinds of Dr. Mario juice in this game. All right, so we're on to game 3. It's all tied up, and we got our countdown, and let's go.
We're essentially now at a best of 3, folks. Inflox already off to the races, and already making big strides here, looking to set up horizontally and looking to do so very quickly as Inflox at 52, Frank at 53. Inflox now going for a little bit of horizontal play here on his board, and he's going to get a nice clear, turning it into another double horizontally. Really good start here from the 9 seed.
I love the absolute refusal of Influx to do drill downs. Like you see an obvious drill down for the most efficient pill-wise play, and he just won't. Influx will not take that play. He wants to do damage with every single pill.
We're about to see a nice clearing garbage, clearing viruses, misdropping that double yellow, but turning that into a nice setup. But 38-38 here. We are all square. I believe Frank started about 6 seconds behind. So as we go, Frank here with a slight lead, Savage.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is that I don't think Frank's play has been as showy as Inflox's in this first level, but it's just been incredibly solid. Just making really good choices, not having to put too much garbage down. Notice, I think on that left-hand side, he's going to be looking to, I thought maybe he was going to go for a horizontal.
Slow brew. Yeah, he's got that yellow virus just waiting there, but he's gonna make us want this combo.
Yeah. I want whatever he's selling. And look
That's
at this
a lot
combo.
of kinetic energy. That's a kinetic energy combo right there.
Look at this combo from Inflox, and he's got himself set up as well for a vertical clear over in column 1, and he's now just starting to clear things out in bunches again, taking the lead away from Frank. And Inflox could have set up a double with that yellow in row 4, didn't go for it. Again, just wanting to play as efficiently as he can with this minimal drop time. A dozen to go for Inflox, 16 to go for Frank. And Inflox is just, I think we're all waiting to watch Inflox fire off that last one. He's finally going to do it, setting up the red as well, and getting another double blue. So Inflox down to 7, Frank at 11 here as we are north of 2 minutes.
Frank had that setup on the left-hand side, and he finally decided to abandon it. And it still was a pretty combo, but you know that he wanted it. But
here comes the tuck T from Inflox. And Inflox out at a 231, and Frank just a few behind, Savage.
Yep, so Frank, all he needs are a couple more reds. Notice he's just going to take that out, no drop time. And had a great endgame combination of verticals and horizontals out at about a 238. So again, still very evenly matched, as Inflox has a nice sweet T towards the beginning of his level.
And Inflox starting to set things up in the middle of his board. You see him really eyeballing those that little mini blue staircase out on the right side of his board. He's going to get a nice drop and getting just a clear that you wouldn't even think of all the way to the left on that combo.
so good.
You know that it's a good move if the commentators are going, ugh, or just growing because we wouldn't have seen that. Meanwhile, I think Frank, if he can get a red blue, he's gonna have an amazing combo in the center of his board. And is he gonna do it? Yes, he is. Look at that enormous T dropping into another combo. Really great work from Frank. Ugh. I just hate it. I hate how
Makes you
much I
feel
love
bad
it.
about your own game, but
I'd also like to point out that inphlox has a 28 virus lead, now a 30 virus lead on Frank. One
well,
of the biggest deficits Frank's had to face.
and Frank takes out 7 as you're saying that sentence. So this is not over. And we saw what happened at level 17 last game.
Yeah, one thing about Frank's play is that I would never call a lead until there are no pill halves on his board. Like what's he gonna fire off, right? So
Exactly.
look at this
Like,
nice
look at his
call.
meticulous plan he's got for this.
Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Just no garbage right now on his board. And look at how double friendly this endgame is gonna be for Frank.
That's not hyperbole. There's literally not a single piece of garbage on Frank's board when you said that sentence. It was all viruses.
And we're seeing a lot of red trouble here on inphlox's side. You're seeing him try to set things up, be a little bit more friendly, set things up along the bottom as well, balancing that board out, not really paying too much attention to that left side. He'll have to start addressing it soon as he clears that stack of blue garbage. He's down to 41. Frank down, going to finish out with a fat log at 457.
Yeah, and Frank was making really nice play. He could have taken those bottom reds out horizontally, but it was clear that that's what he was waiting for. He didn't want to miss the opportunity to clear the blues at the same time. And so now he's starting in on his 15, which has a lot of red yellow on the top of his board. Looks like he has a little bit of indecision or misdrops on columns 2 and 3 at the very top.
Was that a misdrop for Frank? Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, this.
You never
this
know.
Is not,
This is a really ugly board. It's really hard to see where you would be going here, and Frank's really set him up painfully on that right side. He's managed to fix that out, but I would say he has misdropped on that left side.
And I think we can call that because there's not, there's not a blue in column 2. So normally, if he were to do that, the blue would drop down to make no garbage.
Right, and I think the
30
fact
virus lead.
the fact of the matter is he saw what happened and started just addressing the right side to try to whittle something down and get some space for him to work with this. But inphlox just south of 6.5 minutes, down to single digits here on 15. As he is at the midpoint of his run, looking to go up 2-1. inphlox looking to break Frank's undefeated streak. Frank looking to take this home. And we would have our, I believe, our second international champion in DrMC history.
Yeah, Snipe last year taking the Versus title for the online tournament. Of course, we've also had Andy or Michael G, who was second place in 2019. I forget which of the G brothers from Toronto, but both of them made the top 8 that year.
That's pre JB, so I wouldn't know.
Well, they also made the top 8 in 2020, so it's just they were very strong players, and it was kind of sad we didn't get to see them at DrMC this year, but hopefully we'll see them next year.
So inphlox went into 16, and we still see Frank having a bit of trouble on 15. Notice his board is set up fine. Look at that nice combo. But his column 8 was always higher than the rest of it, and he just wasn't getting the RNG to bring it down efficiently. And you notice it's still probably going to have to take some drop time, although, wow, this series of doubles really good for Frank right now.
inphlox shaking his head at his board right now. Doesn't have a lot of access to blue. And really has a big stack of viruses on that right side. So he's going to have to hope for some yellow help because he's very, very highly stacked with yellow.
You knew that Frank wasn't going to win every single game, but I never thought I would see Frank behind 30 viruses in any round ever. This is just a clinic by inphlox in this game.
And a massive sweet tea on Inflox's side, putting him down to 22. And this is almost a 40 virus deficit at this point. Even despite what looks to be, I think, to the casual player, what would be a disaster of a board. It's all about doing what you can with what you're given when you're presented bad RNG, and we're seeing Inflox just do this beautifully, Savage.
Yeah, I mean, this board is pretty nasty for him, and I think somehow he'll find a way to pull it out, especially if he builds onto that yellow. If he gets a double yellow, manufactures actually the horizontal that Inflox needs, so that's pretty crazy.
And
Influx might be getting a little too cute right now.
I think Inflox is looking to clear out that stack of red in column number 6. He's got a great combo set up. He just needs to clear the garbage out, and he will. Now he'd be looking for a red-yellow if he really wanted to do some damage. Fortuitous double blue so he could get that tuck clear. It is 8 viruses to go for our 9 seed Inflox, and look at this combo. Just absolute 40 chess out here by Inflox. He is going to be going into level 17 at just north of 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, but as he's doing that, Frank is really cutting down on this lead. This board has been really friendly to him, and he's been super efficient. So notice there's a lot of doubles possibilities that he has. There is a lot of red on his top line. Hopefully he'll get the pills to deal with that. But, you know, all is not lost yet. Frank is coming back.
He cut it down in half. It was over 40, and now it's down to about 26.
But Inflox is having a very good 17 thus far, setting up for some nice plays, getting a little bit more double yellow than he'd like, but he is going to start clearing out that yellow garbage, and we see Inflox getting a little bit creative here, trying to keep that top line down. A top line elevation is such a priority when you get to these late levels.
He's out of the danger zone. That's the one that if you're pulling out for hope, you're hoping maybe he'll top out. Maybe nope, not going to happen.
Now I have danger zone stuck in my head. So Frank's looking to just clear out his column 7 and 8. Looks like he's setting up different opportunities. Probably wants to go with these reds horizontally. This double red is awesome for what he needs, and the double yellow gets out at a 10:43.
Kenny logins. If we keep making jokes about that, I'm about to Kenny log outs. 34 viruses on Inflox's side. 68 viruses to go for Frank. Frank's got a very highly stacked board, a lot of double opportunities he's got to whittle down, and we see him playing very, very aggressively. He knows he's got to know how far behind he is. And look at that combo by Inflox. Unbelievable.
He just picked this up in less than 8 months. This is nuts. Not fair.
It's very rare we're speechless here in the booth, but this match has really made us just unable to speak as we have Kenny Fat logins. Get out of here, chat.
Oh,
jeez.
boo.
Boo.
Influx is probably grooving to Kenny Loggins by the look at his. Look at him dancing around, just enjoying the hell out of this.
A lot of players, myself included, we'll put on our own tunes and play to this. Team off for life.
Now look at that amazing combo from Frank, though, clearing out basically the whole center of his board. Another combo to clear that out. Now, pretty diverse line now. Has
down to 4.
Yep. Ooh.
And Inflox is going to be out at a 12-17, and he is 5 stages away from becoming the new speedrun champion, as it is now 2-1.
And another hot time. 12-17 is another hot time.
And 2021 has been quite the year, and who knows what 2022 is going to bring us, but we keep this trajectory up.
Oh,
I'm getting ready to say hello to that silver bracket.
Come join us in the silver bracket. We have cookies.
I'll be over here in the wood bracket.
He'll just be sitting in his office, Nah. All right, we're gonna get our folks reset here and ready to go. Larva says, "Don't go to Silver Savage. I'm scared of you." It's fun enough to watch. Let's do best of 7. I would love to do best of 7, but I also would like to have dinner. So we have a ready from Influx. We have a ready from Frank. And
Whew. Championship oin! No, no one else saw that. Okay, countdown, and we're ready to go.
You guys meme so much at the checkups, it's all over my head.
No, it's right there in the chat. Championship oin.
Oh,
It's-
well, I was looking at points. Yeah, I
I
was reading.
I see. I have fat fingers. Okay, what do you want from me? Anyways, Frank looking to force a game 5. Influx will want to put this away. A huge match, huge implications here as Influx started at 40, down to 47 here as we approach the first 30 seconds. Frank's got a bit of a center well he's got to work on, but we're seeing here he's clearing out the garbage and now tucking in. He's going to get a sweet tea of yellows and a double blue clear as well, putting him down to 41 as we're now north of 30 seconds here in this 4th game in our Speed Run Championship final.
I gotta say though, if Influx wins, who's he gonna interview on the podcast?
Himself.
So,
I'll host and we'll talk to him. That's what we'll do.
The
No,
Ravings of a Madman, episode 12.
whatever wins championships.
Frank's going to get a
Look
nice combo here down to 26, keeping this close with Influx. Influx with a big stack of yellow garbage in column 4 and not getting the help. And a misplay
good drop.
over in 7 and 8. That's got to be something he's got to go in to fix. Those are the kind of mistakes you do not want to make around Frank. But we're seeing Influx making combos, trying to keep things as fresh as he can until he can start clearing out that garbage. I like this decision, clearing out one stack at a time. Nice sweet tea. And it almost was like this mistake never happened on Influx's part, Savage.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Frank has been just doing really nice, efficient play. Not anything too fancy, especially because he didn't have a lot of reds coming his way. But he was very patient and just waited and built around them. Nice combo, vertical into horizontal, opening up all of this bottom space on his board. Really nicely done, Frank.
All this talk about Influx, who's going to this is way too premature for that. This is Frank we're talking about. This is the machine. He was undefeated coming into this match.
Frank out at a 204. And here comes a combo from Influx.
Did you see he was flipping it so many times? Was he just unsure of which way to put it down?
It looked like he wanted to set up something a little extra. He's going to combo out here, and he's going to be out at a 2.5 minute mark. But he is about only 7 viruses behind, as a matter of fact. So we'll see what he does here. But Frank with the lead here, looking to force a 5th and decisive game.
Yeah,
I think we
and
all kind
Frank's-
of want to secretly see that.
I don't think so secretly. I think we want to see it. Frank's been having a really great start to this game. There's been a lot of blue on his board, but managing to work with the other colors really well, clearing them out efficiently with horizontals. So Notice is going to get a good combo here and opening up some yellow.
It is about a
Really great board for Influx, though.
But we're seeing Frank playing Influx's game, those quick one-drop cross clears down to 26. Frank's starting to open up a huge lead here as Influx struggling on this 14th level. He's going to get a tuck play, but an exclusively blue top line is going to be a very difficult proposition here for Influx, as he's now forced to just bracket clear these useless ketchup and mustard rush here. Finally getting something to help him, opening up a little bit more of his board, but that's a really, really rough streak where you go 6-7 pills with no clears.
Speaking of 6 or 7 pills with no clears, this is what we're seeing from Frank. He was waiting for that red, finally popped down, and he was trying to build plans around it, but it was kind of tough for him to build all of those blue-yellow plans.
And the fat log from Influx. Still, the yellows are not exposed.
And when you have everything stacked up on that side as far as you do, more than halfway through the level, you know it's going to be a tough proposition. You know you're going to be challenged, and inphlox is trying to rise up to that occasion. But with so little access to yellow viruses, it's going to be a challenge as we see him get that double clear. But Frank already out at 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Oh, this is a slugfest.
Ooh. And Frank's endgame was great, filled with some really good horizontal moves and just patience. Got a lot of red-blue, wasn't quite what he needed, but he held out.
Great L clear by inphlox, setting up for that horizontal along the bottom, and not quite free and clear on inphlox's side, but needing a little bit of red help. This triple will definitely help matters, as he also gets a under clear for that blue. He's down to 5. Meanwhile, Frank down to 49 on 15.
And one thing that we haven't mentioned, I don't think, is the differential between the speed choices that inphlox and Frank have made. Notice Frank on medium, taking a little more time to lock in those pills. Inphlox on high, but notice, you know, there's no marked speed advantage. They're both doing amazingly from different speeds.
Speed really is more of a difficulty issue. It doesn't really affect the speed of the game because you're mostly pressing down. Using the medium speed does allow you a little bit more leeway when doing, you know, tricky maneuvers like flips and tucks, and especially when you're high up at the screen. As a traditionalist myself, I prefer the more difficult game. You're technically not beating the game unless you beat 20 level high, but you know, that's just my personal philosophy. That's not the philosophy of the tournament as a whole.
22 to 46 here as inphlox trying to mount a comeback, similar to what Frank did. We're seeing a double clear here, going to drop that yellow down, hopefully helps out with a vertical clear, as that does seem to be what inphlox does with the yellow he dropped down on. And this red surge he's using beautifully, getting that quad clear. He has narrowed the gap to 20 viruses. He was down by so much more than that. But if I'm inphlox, also, I'm eyeballing a big combo on that right side of the board.
And this spired board for Frank is not optimal.
Look at this clear.
Yep.
Yeah, Frank's column 8 is not ideal. He's going to be looking probably to drop this down vertically, gets just what he needs, and now just needs a couple of reds. So shouldn't be too bad for Frank. This double red is great for him.
And inphlox got a little sloppy there too, probably knowing that he's way behind. He maybe a little more aggressive than he likes to be.
Frank out at a 658, and inphlox down to his final 14 viruses. Frank's got 2 levels to go here to force a game 5.
And again, to avoid that drill down, inphlox had a double yellow and could have taken it out with a drill down, but it finally takes a drill down now, and because he had to wait for it, it amplified the effect of that drill down. But that's that. You know, he wants to play aggressive and avoid every single drop at every single opportunity.
Sometimes it is more efficient to just take the 3/4 of a second of drop time than to try to do something fancy with a second pill.
Yeah, and the thing is that inphlox's play, I think sometimes he's disappointed if it doesn't look fancy. You know, he wants the mega clears, he wants it to look big brain, and most of the time he can do it. So we want to see him get a little bit quicker with some of these, a little more aggressive against Frank right now, who's just drilling into this 16, even with all the blue-yellow that's on this board.
Can he get a piece to the right? That's gonna be an issue. That with that blue sticking up like that, can he get this over? There he goes. He got it.
He decided
let that linger.
Oh no! That's a big misdrop by inphlox. But he turns it into a combo. But he's gonna
red in there. He's good.
He's got
a red to clear that out.
Oh, he's cut off his right side. Oh, this is dire for inphlox.
I don't know how he's necessarily going to get out of this.
Inphlox in a very, very bad way right now. He's not in a danger way, but this is not a situation you want to be in. Those misdrops can just cascade, and he's managed to get that help, but he's had to use a lot of yellow and a lot of stuff he could have used to clear along the way. He's got a combo there, but Frank has taken advantage of this as he has extended the lead back out to about 20.
They've been playing for 40 straight minutes. It's just impossible to keep top-notch concentration for that long. You cannot be at peak performance for 40 straight minutes. Misdrops are going to happen.
And that's why we say that these last few levels are a sprint and not a marathon. But players have said that these do tend to go a little long, so it's why the level block is reducing to 4 levels instead of 5 moving forward in 2022. But great recovery here by inphlox as to what looked to be a very disastrous level 16. But Frank seems to have taken advantage, and not quite a runaway just yet, but it's going to be a big challenge here for inphlox.
Oh, he's going to have some issues with that yellow. It's going to take a little extra time. Well, nope, he's going to get those. Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, and
Now,
didn't quite get it to fall.
Frank was trying to set up for something that would make that yellow go horizontally right after the red, but gets it anyway out at a 10.06.
20
into
virus
his last
lead.
level.
Not it's looking dire here for inphlox.
Inphlox has a clean endgame set up here, looking for a little bit of yellow help, but has a really, really good board otherwise. And we're seeing him set up. And this is incredibly optimal for him right now. Just needing a couple of reds. Great recovery, and I think he's going to breathe a sigh of relief because that was very scary. As inphlox out at about a 10.45. It is a 23 virus lead about. Actually looks to be about a 20 virus lead for Frank.
It's the crucial top game at level 17. Beautifully done. Inphlox is in the clear now. Down to 13.
Inphlox starting to get aggressive here. He's narrowed this lead down to 8, Savage. An amazing run here on 17 by inphlox.
That red on the left.
I'm just having a really hard time talking on this. I can't. Yeah, so.
Oh, it's down to 5.
Down to 3.
And their boards are now the same height.
But Frank's got doubles everywhere. So if he gets the right pieces, it could be.
It's tied.
It's not happening.
Oh, I want this double red so bad. Yes.
There it is. Look.
Woo!
Big combo by Frank. He is now taking a 7 virus lead, but inphlox still fighting. Inphlox is not going to give up till the very end. It is a 7 virus advantage still here. We're north of 12 minutes for inphlox. We're getting near 12 minutes for Frank. A lot of blue on inphlox's board he's going to have to deal with. But it is 19 to 13. It's going to come down to efficient play here in this endgame for both these players, Chris.
My goodness. And what it's... Oh. I can't. Speechless. Frank with the double blue on top. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that might be the difference here. We are tied.
We are tied. It is 9 to 10, and inphlox has a combo set up.
Oh, that's a combo.
That's what that was. See, I knew that.
Here comes a big combo from inphlox, though. He's down to 3. Inphlox just needs a few reds. Who's going to take this 4th game? Frank, very close.
One more, 2.
Here's a double red. A double red surge.
Yeah.
Frank's going to be out at 12:47, and he is going to just take it by 8 seconds. We are going to a game 5. What an unbelievable effort by inphlox. But Frank forcing a game 5. We are going to a decisive, sudden death game 5.
Man, you realize y'all are fighting over $50. I mean, it's a lot of money, but not really. Come on, guys.
Okay, Chris. Okay. I'd like to see you not get super competitive if you were in this position. And interesting note, it is this is the only game that they've had that was not a hot time. And level 20 high says it perfectly appropriately, just like Galaxy Quest, never give up, never surrender.
Given if that was 15 or 16 had gone better from inphlox, he could have put this away. But the fact that he was able to keep it competitive and that close going into 17, we have a ready from inphlox. We have a Frank not quite ready yet.
No, Take a moment, guys.
Almost 100 of you watching this live. If you're watching this VOD, feel free to join us live and catch these games. This is the last match of 2021. The last match in the level 13 to 17 block. It's 14 to 17 next year. Frank is ready. We're crowning a champion, Chris and Savage. Let's get hype.
Let's get hype indeed.
Waiting for readies from our players. I see a ready from Frank. I see a ready from inphlox.
Whew. That's right. In about 12 minutes, we will crown that champion, and I can go and lie down and be very quiet after that because of all the emotions I've been having. And we have our countdown, and finally, pills.
Away we go, decider for the 2021 World Championship. You know, a lot of people will jump on speedrun.com and say that's the world champion. No, we actually compete. You deal with bad games. You don't just get to reset with a garbage set. That's what separates our speedrun game from other speedrun games.
If you're just joining us live, all I can say is great timing. My name's JB Henry. I'm joined by DrMC founder Chris Bidwell and our commentator of the year, Savage Octagon, in what has been an absolutely crazy match. And this, we might just take back match of the year from Sarah and Floyd, no offense. But this has been absolutely phenomenal. And inphlox building an early lead here, Savage, as a little bit of trouble on Frank's side just cleared it out.
Yeah, again, I'm not going to call lead until those pill halves are gone. It wasn't as efficient as a start as inphlox had, but there were some still really good setups and good combos. Notice if Frank gets this red to drop in the center, he's going to have some nice things going. 1, 2, 3.
Level 20 high is saying, inject these finals into my veins. Boy, ain't that the truth. And players, the only real major difference between high and low speed is the gravity of the pills. They are thrown into the bottle at the same speed, whereas on low, they are thrown in excruciatingly slow. But we have already less than 10 to go for inphlox here, and he gets himself a fat bolt on that right side. Great boards here from both players. Inphlox is looking to set up.
Yeah, you see Frank struggling a little bit here. He's trying to figure out how he wants to approach this.
And great decision making there by inphlox. He's rewarded with a double yellow. Now he just needs the one red. And inphlox out first at a 208. 8 viruses to go here for Frank as he hits that 208. It is officially a 4 virus lead as that combo comes out. But this is a really awkward looking endgame, Savage.
Yeah, I think if maybe Frank can go get these blues horizontally, needs to take out that yellow first, but actually taking down these yellows made the vertical drop happen, so he's out at about a 227.
inphlox working on a little bit challenging of a left side. It's got to be careful. You don't want a repeat of last game where you had that miss drop, but a good combo drop there down to 44 viruses. Frank has a pretty good board unto himself as well. A lot of horizontal double opportunities I'm seeing on Frank's board.
And look at this is really nice drop. Yeah.
inphlox is waiting for that double yellow, and the standard RNG is doubles only come one every 9 pieces, and you will get droughts like this where it just does not come. He needs to figure out if he's going to stick with this or if he's going to abandon those plans.
And meanwhile, Frank is all caught up and, in fact, taking the lead now, looking for some yellow help, and gets it here, is going to drop into a horizontal, but still, again, needs that red-yellow to keep alive.
I mean, how many pieces? It's been about 40 pieces since he's gotten a double yellow, and he's still playing. This is just killing his run here.
Yeah, you've gotta consider just clearing out those 2 yellows vertically at this point. If you can't hold out for the double yellow. Of course, I open my mouth and boom, here comes the combo. It's still a virus lead though for our 2 seed Frank. against our 9-seeded inphlox. And inphlox with another combo there going to take the virus lead. It is about a 6 to 7 second difference in start times between our players. That is going to be critical, as if a player starts a little later, and that doesn't mean they're out. They get the rest of the time, even if it's seconds, to finish out their board.
We've seen ties before. Wouldn't it be would it be a fitting end to 2021 to end on a tie?
Don't commentators curse that. Jeez.
Well, we all know that
a big combo set up by inphlox while we were yucking around here, and inphlox now back in the lead at a 437 as Frank's got 6 viruses to go.
Don't forget the 7-second difference here. Not quite as monstrous as you would first appear.
Frank really doing a good job with this end game, though. Just needs a couple of yellows and some reds, and has an opportunity to take out reds horizontally and vertically. Notice he takes that one out vertically in column 1. Just needs one more red to get out, and he does at a 457.
Inphlox just getting incredibly efficient clears. Little dangerous on that right side, but manages to get something to fall, and he's got more setups for himself as well, as he's down to 47 here. We're just north of 5 minutes for both players, and it is an 16 virus lead for inphlox.
Ooh. Frank with the chance to clear out on the right side when the danger zone up there. Does get it over in time. It is medium speed for Frank, so I that's a lot easier to pull off than at a high speed.
No, you're forced to essentially, on high speed, on these in those corner situations up top, you're essentially forced to DAS. And what that means is you're when you have already placed your piece, you keep that direction held down, and your pieces will move a lot faster when they enter the bottle.
It's still not a guarantee at high speed at that height. Whoa, look at that drop by Frank. Oh.
Those of you familiar with Tetris will know what I'm talking about, and those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, neither do I.
Well, and interesting to say that Frank's a tapper. He taps his left and right. He does not use DAS to get maximum speed going left to right. So that's one of his secrets to his success.
At the same time, the sort of hyper-tapping rolling distinction that appears in Tetris is not something that we often talk about in the Dr. Mario community. Rolling doesn't seem to have a notable advantage on the levels that we tend to play. So I don't know if that will appear next year as an innovation, but so far it doesn't seem to be a debate that's here in the community.
A lack of teens, thank goodness. I'm just kidding, guys.
You can send those comments to Old Man Bidwell as inphlox out at a 650. It would actually be yahoo.com, and he only sends emails in all caps. Anyways, age jokes aside, inphlox is starting to go to work on 16. Very blue heavy top line for inphlox. Meanwhile, Octagon, it seems like there's a big struggle over here on the end of 15 for Frank.
Yeah, not what we're really used to seeing. I think it's just been slow going for him.
Swimming around that's so dangerous. And he's just handling it like a pro. Like, that is, I would be so meticulous to make sure I don't accidentally stack something on top of that red guy on the top. And he just swims right around it without an issue. Amazing.
And Frank is going to be out, just needing 2 blues. Blues, please. There's 1. There's 2 out at a 740. But inphlox is just cruising right now. He's half a level ahead.
This has just been a crazy final, and it's looking good for inphlox, but we don't know how this is going to finish.
And yeah, I was about to say, we saw inphlox get absolutely log jammed on 16 in game 4 and came back to nearly take it home. So anything can happen here. I know that's just the most overused cliche in the world. Look at this combo by inphlox down to 19 viruses. Savage. Really, really clean 16 here for inphlox.
Mm-hmm. And a very good clean start to 16 for Frank as well. Notice that awesome L in column 1. Now gonna need a lot of blue help.
45 viruses to go for Frank. Frank does need that blue help, and has that yellow drop awkwardly. He's gonna have to combo out that, hopefully with a clear. And he does get that yellow garbage off the board, but inphlox has a quad setup. and has that horizontal setup. And oh my goodness, this is just a really great end game. He's out at a 902. That is blistering.
Are we going to end this on another hot time? I don't know. We got Sigma fans saying I still use Prodigy. I'll have you know I worked for CompuServe back in the 90s. Thank you very much. Got to represent CompuServe, everybody.
Was that back when they started up computers with a crank, Chris? Anyways.
Pretty much.
62 viruses to go, and already a clean-looking start to 17 for inphlox, as very minimal garbage on the board, Savage. 59 viruses between inphlox and the championship.
Yeah, and the thing is that this play for Frank is still good play. The way that his board's set up is not particularly great for the big brain clears at the moment, so it's kind of all down to these quick clears. And there's some yellow in the center of the board blocking some horizontal possibilities that Frank might want to use.
And inphlox is past that danger zone at the top of level 17. He's pretty much free and clear at this point.
He needs red help, though. A lot of red on that top line. And what we mean by top line is whatever is consisting of the virus at the top of any particular column. You'll see a lot more defined top lines in these later levels. As Frank is about to be out, just needing 2 more blues. He's forced to clear horizontally. He'll be out at a 10:24, but it's almost a 90-second lead here for inphlox. But Frank...
Ooh! Is that a misdrop for inphlox? It's, again, I hate to call these things, because we don't know if this is some 15th dimensional chess.
Given that he was trying to clear that garbage out, I would call that a misdrop. I don't think he intentionally tried to go for that. It is 32-65 here. And Dimwit is telling us all about crazy computer things, and I'm telling you about this crazy match going on here with Savage Octagon and BSG 4000. 22 viruses to go, now 19 for inphlox. I don't know if he knows what kind of a lead he's in here right now, but he is cruising along and just putting together a really, really good level 17 here.
He has definitely earned it. I mean, this has been his weekend. Frank's been playing well, but inphlox was setting hot times all weekend, and it looks like he's not going to get quite the hot time this time, but he is looking free and clear.
Just 7 viruses to go between inphlox and a championship title.
Really nice tee for Frank. This is really nice quick play, especially considering the fact that it's basically a red-yellow game. But it's just not quite enough. Looks like inphlox doesn't like
and inphlox is going to combo out 12 minutes flat. Inphlox is your 2021 Speedrun World Champion. And look at that pop. He doesn't believe it. The first man to beat Frank in competition.
That's right. Grab that security blanket.
Unbelievable play. What a great final.
I did not see that emotion out of him in the live tournament at all. That was completely unexpected and wonderful. GG's, Mr. inphlox. And Frank...
And actually did set a hot time there. With 12 minutes, that is right in the middle of the hot times board.
Wow, what a tournament. What a final. And finish this off with some swag. Mr. Frank. Look at that.
Nicely done.
Frank with a 1250, but inphlox, ladies and gentlemen, is your champion. And we're going to see if we can get both of our players in here just for a quick chat. But as it goes here, folks, your champion is inphlox. Amazingly done. I'm stunned. What a great final this was, Chris and Savage.
That 9 seed was a lie. We knew that all throughout this tournament, and he proved it today. The new king of the mountain.
And we're gonna see if we can get them both in here for a quick chat. I unfortunately don't see Frank online, but we'll see if we can get inphlox in here.
Whew.
We're all just kind of just absolutely just phenomenal, phenomenally just blah. We don't know what to say, but let's congratulate our 2021 speedrun champion inphlox. How are you feeling right now, man?
I had, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Frank is an amazing player. GG's Frank. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna love watching those back. You're such a good player, and I'm so curious to see how that went from your side. I knew that I needed every bit of focus that I had. I wasn't listening to commentary this time. I had my music on, and I was just playing the game. I was very frustrated with RNG at times, as you all could see, I'm sure. But oh my
Tell me,
goodness, thank
tell me your mindset. Game 4, level 16. You had that series of misdrops and cut off your left side. It looked really dire. What was going through your mind at that point?
I was literally thinking that I was about to like put down the controller, just say GG's and move on to game 5. I mean, Frank is a good player. You can't do that against him. I'm surprised it was as close as it was. It was really frustrating in the end, realizing that I was only 11 seconds off, because it it could have happened if I just nerves and tiredness, and I don't remember exactly how I got to that situation, but I remember I needed yellows, and uh, it was like I thought that was GG's for sure. But I'm not exactly certain. But in the last match that I played against Frank, I think the games went the exact same way. I think I won one, he won one, I won one, he won one, and then me again. So, or then him again. But this time, I took the 5th game, and oh my goodness, I didn't see
And
it coming.
and speaking of Frank, we've got Frank here in the chat. Frank, commiserations, congratulations on getting here to the finals. What was going through your mind going into Game 5?
Hello. Uh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Yeah.
loud and clear, friend. So, what was going through your mind there on that last match?
Uh, I uh, I don't know. I just my mind just went blank, and just I just think I just have to focus on the game. That's all.
Right, and you're a phenomenal player. It took literally till the last match of the year for you to finally take a loss. But we're so glad to have had you here. I know you're out in Japan, and I believe it's early in the morning out there. So we really appreciate you staying or getting up early and playing. You are our runner up, but I think in our heart of hearts, you all know that, or you know that all of us in the community really appreciate your skill level. And you had to take it to the limit against inphlox here, but inphlox was the better player.
Yeah. Actually, when I first saw him play on his stream, uh, I I I immediately thought he was going to be a threat, because you see, he has this. He also has this amazing board vision.
Right.
So yeah, like when you set up uh, chains, or yeah. So when I first saw him, I thought he was really going to be a threat to us.
Well, hey Frank, if you can message BSG 4000, we've got some stuff to send your way. Infox, if you could as well. And I guess just congratulations to both of you. You both played phenomenally, and this was just something else when you and your opponent both make us in the commentary booth unable to speak with how well you guys are playing. That's something else. But congratulations to you both. Savage Octagon, any final thoughts? Oh, she's already hopped out. Well, all right. Oh, now she's back. Okay. Savage, do you have any final thoughts for us?
I'm just excited for 2022.
Sarah says that you are done.
Yep.
Chris, any final thoughts?
I just want to, if inphlox is still here, were you feeling it? Because you've been putting up hot times all weekend. I felt your wrath when I was putting up my best scores ever in block one. You still obliterated me. And I kind of had a feeling that you would like unlock the next level in your brain for this game. Were you feeling it at all, or did it just feel the same to you?
Oh, it did not feel the same. I feel like I was at uh I was pushed to my highest level, I think. Yeah.
So the games push you that way, or you felt that? I'm trying to figure out. I got to start stealing your essence instead of the other way around, which is what the accusations have been in chat with the podcast.
Uh I've been trying really hard to focus for this month. You know, I players have said I didn't make it to the final, or I didn't take a single tournament through the whole year. I started back end of April. Um, that's when I first picked up this game, and so I felt like if it was going to happen, I needed to put all the focus I had into it. And I've been grinding a lot over the last couple weeks, and this week just tried to like take it easy and save all my energy for this tournament. So
And since you've never like interviewed yourself on the podcast, just kind of briefly take us what made you decide to pick up Dr. Mario and pick this game to speedrun as opposed to anything else? Was it because we had a active scene and it was a little more than just posting scores on a website, that we actually had live tournaments all the time?
Oh, 100%. I speedrun a boat racing game for the N64, and it's fun to like beat my times and put them up onto speedrun.com, but I was looking for another game to like become my side game, and I love Dr. Mario, so I found this community through other streamers, and just there was this monthly tournament, and I thought like, man, I've never done anything like that. I've never competed against people, and then they have these weekly checkups where everyone's just in a voice chat, and like I just feel like I've not just gained a new speed game, I've gained so many friends. And yeah, I highly encourage anyone who is like looking to who likes Dr. Mario, just get plugged into the Discord, become part of this weekly checkup, and you can definitely be a new face on the scene.
Well, it's been a hell of a ride, and you know, I appreciate you coming out to Columbus this year. I appreciate you doing the podcast and all you do with the tournament, and going from newbie to world champion in 8 months is a hell of a ride. But you're gonna have a big target on your back next year, son. So best of luck to you.
Calling people son. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Chris and JB, so much for all the work that you do. You have no idea how much we appreciate it.
And I guess it's just time for my final thoughts here. This time last year, we crowned Dimwit as our champion in an epic match between him and Packy, and we weren't even part of DrMC at that point. We were our own thing. It was myself and Benji, and then we had Eggmaster, who initiated the speedrun tournament and had to drop from it. But in 2 years, we've come, in less than 2 years, we started in May of 2020, but in that time we've come such a long way, from just one person organizing the tournament, restreaming, and one person restreaming the tournament, and then I'm doing the video cutting, the stats, all that stuff. And the people you see here have made 2021 a lot more smoother as far as everything goes. So I want to thank them all individually. But before I do, I just want to say this year and maybe these 2 years, given what's going on in the world, has been rough for a lot of us, whether it is your physical health, your mental health. But make sure you're always taking care of yourself while we make all the doctor jokes and all the puns. Your mental health and your physical health, always important. So remember to take some time and take care of yourself as well. But all of that said, our commentators, Ethan MX2, John Nashforth, Just the Mole, Ook the Librarian, Packy619, Dimwit, who's not on here, or we got Dimwit on here, actually, I apologize, Savage Octagon, and other folks who have been on commentary. I think we've had Betty B on commentary. We've had Larva on commentary. Everybody comes in the commentary booth and just wants to come talk about Dr. Mario. Know that we appreciate you, and your work is appreciated. Larva's been working on our graphics for the past few months as well, so thank you to her. Influx, our champion and our podcast host. You can find his podcast, the Level 25 podcast, on our YouTube channel. Our event assistants, Floyd 1977, who's helped us put together that website where you can see all those stats that everybody is linking to. Leviticus, the Dave, been helping me out with judgment calls, rules interpretations, really good guys, and you're going to see the Dave helping us restream our silver bracket in 2022. Our administrators, our founder, Chris Bidwell, BSG 4000, DM Hero, Dimwit, CTWC Vince, thank you so much for all the work you do behind the scenes, as well as in front of the scenes as well. Benji, our restreamer, wasn't able to help us out this weekend, but we really, really do appreciate you. And then, yeah, that's it. There's some schmuck as well. I don't know. But anyways, folks, what a year. 2022 starts in just a few weeks, but I hope all of you have a safe and wonderful holiday. We'll see you again very, very soon here. Congratulations to Inflox, and congratulations to all of our players for just coming out, having a good time. We love you. We appreciate you. And I think everybody's deserved a full version of our Dr. Mario theme by Elazid. What do you think about that, Chris?
I love the theme song, so I can't wait, and I've got plans for next year. But let's enjoy the song and head out of here. And
thank you all for your love and support. Happy holidays. We'll see you very soon. My name's JB Henry. For everybody here at the DrMC team, good night. I broke it. Let's try that again, shall we? There we go.